recommence and proceed. Evidence of giving his testimony to the commission.
If I may call. On behalf of the May state your full name?
My name is
Sangaya. Do you swear that the evidence we are going to give before this commission in this inquiry shall be the truth, nothing else but the truth? If you do swear, raise your right hand and say so to God.
Certainly.
And now, take your seat.
Yes, I do understand. No, I understand. Yes, I understand. Yeah, I'll stick by that. Yes, I understand. Yes, I do understand. Sure. Yeah, okay. Are we still in camera or it's now open? Oh, it's fine.
Thank you very much. Kusambaya, I'd like to remind you again of the implications of the oath that you have taken, which you are aware of.
Yes, I'm aware of it.
And as I indicated to you yesterday, this is a commission of inquiry. It is not a trial. You are not an accused person on trial. You are here to assist the commission discharge of its obligations as mandated to it in its terms of reference, proffered to it by His Excellency. You understand that?
I do understand, yes.
Now, as we indicated yesterday when we adjourned, we wish to cover the issue of water provision to Harare.
Yes, true.
Now, I think it is a matter of public knowledge that the issue of the provision of potable water to Harare residents is one which can be described as being in dire straits. To commence your testimony today, I'd like to accord you the opportunity of giving us an overview of the water situation and the problems, if there are any, and there surely must be, that are besetting the council, deterring it from meeting its obligation of dispensing potable water to the community.
Yeah, okay. To the best of...
I would like you to speak up so that what you're saying is captured. by the machines?
Yeah, to the best of my knowledge, Harare Water or Prince Edward Dam and Chiwero Dam, we all know they are sitting on our catchment. In other words, what is in there, we recycle the water. We don't have clean water flowing in. And what that means then is the quality of our water is compromised. And end of the day, trying to treat that water becomes expensive. For the record, the city of Harare uses up to 8 chemicals to treat the water to a potable level. I think it's one big challenge that the city has in the production of water.
Perhaps for you to clarify before you proceed.
Yes, sir.
Do we read your evidence to indicate that because of the problems you have indicated about the water, the City Council has no capacity to provide potable water to its residents?
Right now, okay, if I may put it this way, to the best of my knowledge, the requirement, I think, for the city to give water to its residents is between 800 megaliters from the Director of Harare Water to about 1.2. But the production level, as of today, I think it's hovers around 350,000 megaliters. And reasons attributed to this: one, about 350 on average, I think the past 6 months or so. The normal capacity, from what I know, the Director of Works, he is saying capacity at Milton Jeffrey can be anything up to 750, but they are not able to reach that capacity because of the state of the equipment there. They can hardly go beyond 450. That's what I'm made to understand. 750 at Milton Jeffrey. Yeah, it's about 300. And to the best of my knowledge, I think it's basically for 2 reasons: the chemicals issue, and yes, yeah, and the capacity itself, yeah. For one reason or the other, the plant doesn't operate at full capacity all the time. There will be repairs here and there, so they hardly reach 450 megaliters per day.
Do we understand your evidence to be to the effect that the issue is not the availability of the primary resource itself, which is water, but one of a technical nature?
Yeah, one is the water itself. Like as I speak right now, we've got the Prince Edward Dam, which is on the upper reaches. They are not able to extract water because of the drought. I think it has been decommissioned here, or they are extracting very little water per day. But from what I gathered, I think it was last month from our management meetings, it's not decommissioning, but they just stop, producing the water. The plant is there; it can operate if they. Dead water? Yeah, it's the water, which is dead. Dead meaning. Yeah, that's correct.
And Lake Chiwero?
Lake Chiwero, I understand.
Last year, even though there was a drought, the lake was spilling in December.
Yeah.
Is Lake Chiwero unable to meet the water requirements of Harare?
Yes, from what we hear, it's unable to meet the demand. Why? Because there are no inflows. Maybe it overflowed once, but if you don't get a continuous inflow of water, then you have challenges here. So I think the plan was there that they extract water downstream from Dawendel, and they are working on that. They've got the resources that they may need to extract that water. There's Chiwero, there's Dawendel as well. Yeah, so they want to start extracting water from Dawendel upstream so that they treat it. I think that's the plan, which is to the best of my knowledge.
I want you now to concentrate on the water issues in as far as they impact or affect your particular office as the finance director. That is the procurement of chemicals and other necessary equipment for the dispensation of this process?
Yeah, the procurement of chemicals themselves are domiciled in the supply chain manager. But once procured, our responsibility mainly will be to pay for those chemicals. Yeah, and given at times the meager resources that we have, we may fall short here and there. But I've got statistics to show how much we pay per day, the plan, so that we maintain, like right now, we discussed with the Director of Water and Town Clerk. The plan is to maintain the water supply at 350 megaliters per day. And there are plans to push it to, I think it's 415 megaliters per day. That is after completing the works that must be done to extract the water from Tawenda. It will go up to 450.
I'd like to draw your attention to one of your, or maybe before I go to that, how many entities do you have who supply you with the chemicals for water treatment in Harare? And who is your major supplier?
I would say over the years, Zimfos is our major supplier for the liquid sulfate, and at times the granular sulfate as well. And that's the major chemical we use. From last year, but another player came in, Chillman, Zimfos, Complex Corporation, yeah, they call it. Liquid aluminum sulfates and granular aluminum sulfates.
And you said recently there's a new supplier?
New player. In fact, I think for years, Chillman Chemicals has been Chillman Chemicals. CHIMUND. ND.
You said Chillman.
Chillman, yes, yeah.
If it's Chillman, is it CHIL?
CHIL, yes, yeah.
MUND.
MUND, yeah.
Who are those? Chillman.
I think it's a consortium of local business people. I don't know the directors, I've never checked with the directors, but it's Chillman, it's a company. They've been supplying us with chemicals, starting with granular over the years. They've been supplying granular. And recently, they commissioned a plant in Bindura where they are now producing both granular and liquid aluminum sulfate.
You say they've been supplying you for 2 years?
No, more than 2 years, with granular. Yeah, it's quite a long time, I think, yeah.
Okay, let's come to Zimfos. Are they able to meet your requirements?
Yeah, over the years, I think they are able to meet requirements. They are able to meet requirements. From what they always tell us, the plant, to the best of my knowledge, yes, here and there, they could have breakdowns, but I think they've got the capacity to supply all the requirements. Because, I mean, once we're having meetings with them, if they ask you to supply, say, 4 loads a day, they used to. But here and there, they would fall short of supplying. Yeah.
Why would there be a need for a second supplier if Zimfos is able to meet your demand?
Chillman was concentrating on the granular side, which is a reserve required. That's from the plants. Then Zimfos was concentrating on liquid.
You indicated earlier on that Zimforce was able to meet your demand
Yes.
over the years.
Over the years, yes. Yeah.
Did that exclude granular?
At times they would supply the granular as well. In fact, the granular is a substitute for liquid.
The evidence that we have, which I'm going to give to you, is that they are able to supply both granular and liquid.
Yeah, yes.
Would that be true?
Yes, that would be true.
And the evidence is that the liquid, because of the expenses involved in its transportation, is actually less in terms of supply than the granular.
Yes, I would entirely agree with that, yeah. Yeah, because granular, if I may add here, you have to how can I put it? Sorry? The liquid is the cheapest, because when it comes to the...
I'm saying the evidence that we have, which we'll give to you, is that the bulk of what they supply you is granular.
No, it's liquid.
And that
it's the other.
liquid is actually supplied only to you because it is expensive to transport over long distances. The liquid.
No, okay. Okay, I'm not a chemist, but from the best of my knowledge, and with my experience over the years, the people at the plant prefer the liquid because they don't have to, if it's granular, they have to do a part of the manufacturing at the plant. And the quality normally that you produce after that process, remember we'll be doing it at the plant, where you'll be using local labor, you'll be using everything. I think when they did their cost-benefit analysis, okay, I'll check myself. Check. Okay, I'll check myself. Sure.
Now, you are reminded you are under oath. I will ask the question again. Is that the bulk of what you are supplying by Zimforce is granular? And they do not supply liquid to the same magnitude in terms of volume as they do with the granular because of the expense involved in its transportation. What is your comment to that?
To the best of my knowledge, I think it's the opposite. They manufacture every day and deliver liquid. And our records scale.
You were asked yesterday to prepare your records in terms of payments.
Yes, I
that you
did.
made to them.
Yes, I did.
And you'd agree with me that as the finance director, you would know which of the two is more expensive because of the payments you made.
Yes.
Yes. I'll allow you to refer to your documents and then answer that question. Evidence, it's well founded.
From the evidence that I have.
Yes, it's
Although it's not on.
No, you may indicate what the situation is to the Commission without going to the details. Just answer the question as to what is more expensive than the other.
Yeah, Zimforce has been supplying us from the evidence which is here. liquid aluminum sulfate. And for some time, no granular sulfate being delivered. If I check with the records here, at some stage it's actually saying no granular supplied by Simforce, it's all liquid. That's the evidence that I have here.
Which years is it referring to?
I started May, but the evidence is here. May 24. May 24. The indications that
you are not giving us much to work with.
I can
surely the documents that you have, if for the last 2 months you haven't received any granular, surely you cannot conclude that they've only been supplying you with liquid.
I agree, but with your indulgence, I can extend the information that you want.
Very well. It's a more
for more than 2 years, if you so wish. Yeah.
Just advise the Commission on the history of your meeting the payments that Simforce require from you in the last 6 months.
For 2 months. And I can tell you what is in here. We have got balances brought forward. We have got information on what we paid, detailed information on what we paid for the 2 months. I have it here.
Which 2 months are you referring to?
May and June. In fact, 3 months, May, June, July. May, June, July. I've got the information here.
You paid in July.
In July, we paid Simforce 8.393, 180.35, ZIC, 8 million. 8,393,180.32.
This is in the month of July.
Month of July only, yes, yeah.
I have a documentation that shows that as of the 2nd of July 2024,
2nd of July.
yes, in a meeting which you attended, no, you didn't attend the 2nd of July one, but as of the 2nd of July, you had been defaulting on your payment to Simforce for a period extending beyond 6 months.
No, when we say defaulting, maybe you need to expand on it a bit.
Neglecting to make payments in terms of the payment plans you had agreed to for a period in excess of a year.
Yeah, okay. We have been paid almost religiously every day, depending on the month that is coming in. We make payments every day.
But you asked the president whether or not for the second of July is in 14 payments for 4 months. You asked him to pay
Yes.
for that question.
Yes.
Okay, what do you answer? Do you understand?
Yeah, I understand the question here.
Is it true that as of 2nd of July, the customer defaulted in 4 months?
In excess of 6 months.
Yes, 6 months. It is true, of course.
I don't think we've defaulted, yeah.
Correct?
We have not defaulted.
You know before.
Yeah, we did not default.
I'd like to remind you that you're under oath. Is it your evidence that you have not defaulted on any payments
No,
in
no.
the last 6 months?
We have defaulted. We have defaulted. We have defaulted.
How then do you reconcile
We have
your
defaulted.
answer
No, we
to
have.
the one you've just given?
No, I was just thinking because I wanted a clarity a bit. I couldn't ask you, but we defaulted on the payment plan. We did.
You have defaulted
Yes.
for a period in excess of a year.
Yeah, okay. If I may explain something here.
Is it true or not?
True.
Sorry?
True.
I have minutes of a meeting that you attended on the 8th of December 2022 with Chemplex, who are a subsidiary of Sinfos. In fact, it is Chemplex that supplies you with water. And in that meeting, reference was made to the meeting of the 2nd of August of 2022, wherein you had undertaken to make certain payments per week in August, which by December you had not done. May I undertake to reproduce this for
Yes. You want to protect that?
I can have a look at it, yeah. Yeah.
Yes, you have defaulted, okay, you have defaulted in your payments for a period of over a year.
Yeah, where I want clarity is, okay, if you undertake to pay, say, $150 per week, and you are able to pay 100 or say 120, is it a 100% defaultment or you fall short? Because if that is the case, yes, I agree entirely. Because there are times that we don't receive money adequate to make all these payments. You may undertake to pay, say, 150, you pay 120, putting all the effort. If that now can be adjudged to be a default, yes, I agree. But 150, you achieve 120. It depends on the funds available now. The cash flows in.
In fact, the minutes of that meeting seem to indicate that you had not paid anything.
That will not be correct then. That will not be correct.
Are you looking at the minutes?
Yes, in fact, I've just picked just a page here. I think it's in there. Minimum debt has been reduced to 900. The mere fact that you are writing debt has been reduced to 800 means you have been paid. Therefore, the assertion that I did not pay anything will not be correct then. They are acknowledging here the debt has been reducing. There was another 600 debt waiting to be reconciled relating to the chemicals. Yes, they were claiming, but there were reconciliation to be done. I think this is what they are saying here. A lump sum, in fact, that's their conclusion, a lump sum injection of 500,000 would be required. But the SIT may not have that kind of money.
We have not gone
Yeah.
to that.
Okay.
We are just talking about the default.
Yes.
In terms of that, those minutes,
Yes, sir.
Champlex undertook to deliver 4 loads per day.
Yes.
And the evidence of the minutes that follow that indicate that they were able to do so,
Yes.
despite your failing to pay.
I was unable to pay everything they required. But the evidence before you here is we have been paid, but not to the magnitude that Chembex was requiring. And if I can go further.
No, you'll be given time to address other issues you may want. Right
Okay.
now, just refer to the question. On the 12th of December of that year,
Yeah.
the Champlex CEO wrote to you, the town clerk, in a letter in which you were copied, wherein he complained that neither the 500,000 lump sum you had promised, nor a payment plan had been submitted to Chemplex as of the 13th of December 2022. Would that be correct?
The 500, yes, we are unable to pay because we couldn't raise it. The 500 lump sum injection they required, we are not able to pay it.
Yes.
Yes.
But he also indicates in that letter that in the meeting of the 8th of December 2022, you had undertaken to present a payment plan which would not cost you anything. His complaint then was you had not even submitted a payment plan.
Question is, did you submit a payment plan?
A written payment plan. I think in the various meetings that we have held, what we had undertook to pay to Chemplex is if they deliver 8 truckloads, 4 truckloads per day, the city should have been able to pay for all the current supplies during the current month. And from the evidence that is here, we are reasonably able to pay for all the loads they are supplying in the current month.
You are,
The 660 or
you have evaded my question.
sure.
On the 8th, on the 13th of December 2022, you had submitted neither the payment you promised of 500,000 US, nor a plan.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, okay. We overlooked maybe giving them a.
Is that correct?
That's correct.
That we did not have.
Yeah, that's correct. That's correct. Yeah.
The 500,000 that you had offered to pay had been your undertaking. On what basis was the undertaking made?
The undertaking was based on 2 things. Our money comes from ratepayers, and the only way you can pay is when you enforce payment from our various ratepayers. That's why we were saying we could have been able to, but unfortunately the cash flows then did not allow us to make the bullet payment they wanted.
And the plan? You say you overlooked.
Maybe we just overlooked this year. Because if they are saying it, it means we did not receive it. And that's evidence which is there. It means we did not give them the plan.
The documentation we have here, and which I will put to you, demonstrates consistent conduct of neither meeting your obligations nor presenting any plans where requested. What would be your comment?
Yeah, but the proofs that I have here of the payments that we're making I don't think he explains that, because if we are paying Zimfos to these levels, like I'm saying, we paid 610 during this month, it means we were complying with the requirements of their deliveries. If they deliver 4 truckloads a day, translating to 120,000 equivalent of 120,000 US per day, it means we are complying. We are giving them the money for the 4 truckloads they supply per
Mr.
day.
Usangai, I wish to remind you that you're speaking under oath. We have documentation here that shows that despite your failure to pay, they supplied 4 loads per day, despite your failure. And I'm asking you to reflect very carefully before you answer this question. Are you suggesting that you have been paying for every delivery made, as you have just said?
No.
I go back to my question. The documents here demonstrate that it has been consistent and persistent conduct on your part as the city council, that you make undertakings that you do not fulfill, and you promise to make plans that you don't submit. What is your comment to that?
That's true. It's true, what's being said here.
What is true?
But that we don't adhere to our plans.
Well,
Yeah, I think that's the import of that position.
You don't submit them.
Plans, payment plans, we do.
But you just admitted that, according to the letter of the 13th of December, you had not submitted any plans. I will move on. I will pack that. This conduct has persisted from 2022 at least. And on the 24th of January, the Champlex CEO wrote to your town clerk in a letter in which you were copied, indicating that your debt to Champlex had risen to 1.5 million US dollars, and that you were in breach of a payment plan which had been discussed. You recall that meeting with that letter?
Yeah, I don't recall it, but I don't dispute it. Because I don't recall the meeting, but I don't dispute it at the same time. Because it's here written. Yeah.
Yes, I do have the letter.
maybe it's
24th of January, I'll read it first.
Okay, so.
Heritage. It's a letter to the town clerk dated the 24th of January 2024 this year. Addressed to Town Clerk Engineer Chisango, and it reads: our various meetings regarding settlement of overdue payments by the City of Harare and supply of adequate water treatment chemical by Champlex refers. In the above referred meetings, it was agreed that the City of Harare debt to Champlex had risen to $1.5 million as of the end of December 2023 because of default of payment and breach of agreed payment plans, whilst Champlex continued to supply. This incapacitated Champlex and was the reason for the low deliveries below the 4 loads a day as we agreed, and resulted in Champlex failing to adequately pay supplies of raw materials to credit supply extended. The city of Harare highlighted the outbreak of cholera and the need to urgently address availability of water treatment chemicals and clean water production and supply to residents. Following the various meeting deliberations and engagements, the following was agreed as the way forward. 1. The Harare City Council shall immediately pay 300,000 to unlock the raw material supply at Champlex to increase production and supply of the water treatment chemicals. The 300,000 was to be paid before the end of December 2023 to ensure availability of clean water. 2. The city of Harare will pay weekly amounts equivalent to weekly deliveries at 4 loads a day. 3, and this will be very important, the city of Harare will ring-fence amount received from their paying customers to raise funds to pay Champlex for the weekly deliveries. The amounts to be ring-fenced were to be discussed and agreed with Champlex urgently so that deliveries are not disrupted. This is the letter and you'll read it. It goes on. You are copied?
Yeah, okay, I'll check on the, if it was in our,
I'll avail it.
yeah,
Yes. So what these documents are demonstrating is your consistency and persistence as City Council in meeting your obligations despite receiving the chemicals.
Can I comment on the ring fencing?
No, we'll get to the ring fencing.
Oh, okay.
What I'm saying is that what documents suggest and what you obviously would not deny is that despite your inability to meet the payment requirements, you continued to receive supplies.
Yes, that's true.
On the 4th of May, the Champlex Town Clerk, the CEO, again wrote to yourselves and indicated that the debt had risen to 2.3 million US. Do you recall that letter?
Which date?
4th of March 2024.
Yes, I recall the letter. Yes,
Sorry?
yes, I recall.
This situation persisted until the date of the next meeting that I want to refer you to, the 11th of March 2014. Now, in the meeting of the 11th of March, may I indicate, Commissioner, that I have the documents in question, and I have noted them down. And in due course, I will submit office with Champlex to discuss water payments happened at 3 o'clock, but the minutes indicate that you were not present. That meeting was deferred to the next day, the 12th of March, and I will come to that. But I want to refer you to the contents of the minutes of the meeting of the 11th. Paragraph 3. Do you have it with you?
No.
Could I ask you to read paragraph 3?
Yeah, very much.
Can you read it out loud?
Yeah. Promise that it would be paid 1.2 million from the government funding, earmarked for the supplies of water treatment chemicals. The amount that was received by Zimfos from the promised government funding was 200,000 instead. And I recall this one. Yes, you want me to finish reading it?
Please finish reading.
Yeah, City of Harare indicated the government funding was shared among suppliers of water treatment chemicals.
A reading of those minutes indicates that Zimfos Complex was promised by the City of Harare an amount of $1.2 million, which City of Harare was to obtain from central government. Is that true?
Yeah, that's true.
The City of Harare did receive the amount.
In chunks, yes, yeah. In fact, this one, I cannot confirm. In fact, the 1.2 million.
The City of Harare did receive.
Yeah, okay, he did receive the 1.2, and it was shared, yes.
Notwithstanding the promise given to Zimfos that $1.2 million would be paid to reduce the arrears, they only received 200,000. Is that correct?
That assertion that they were going to be given everything from government, I don't think was correct. In fact, it was not correct. When the money came from government, remember, government was just paying for what it owed City of Harare. That money had to be spread over all chemical suppliers. And this is what was agreed between ourselves, the ministry, and to some extent the suppliers of chemicals themselves. Because it would have been very unfair to say all money coming in. Remember, it was
Let
not...
us refer to these minutes.
Yeah, okay, it was not... Okay.
These are minutes confirmed
Yes.
by those who attended, including the mayor.
Can I have a copy of the minutes for fairness?
Says minutes of the meeting of the Industrial Development Corporation, IDCZ, which houses Zimfos, and Harare Mayor held on the 11th of March 2024 at the Mayor's Chambers at 3 o'clock. Present were Honorable J. Mafume, Chairman, Mr. Nukarume, City of Harare Finance Manager, Engineer Chindanda, City of Harare Engineer, Mr. E. Tome, IDCZ General Manager, Mr. J. Chigwende, Chief Executive Officer, Complex, Mr. P. Nyakudziwanza, Zimfos GM, and Mrs. S. Mahachi, Complex Company Secretary.
Yes.
And the paragraph that you have read, I will reiterate, says, Zimfos had been promised that it would be paid $1.2 million from the government funding. The question is, why were they not given that money when it came? And why were they promised they'd be given it?
The reason why they were promised that money, like I said earlier on in our area submissions, Zimfos is a major supplier of chemicals. And the arrangement that we've always had with government, and I can even reiterate it with a copy that I have here, written just recently, if you can allow me to read it. It speaks of the same thing. I just want to answer the question that you've just asked it. Normally when the government gives us the money, they direct that money goes to Zimfos. That's the straight answer to that. And that's what also this letter is saying, written recently, where the government is saying, we want to give you 2 million, but the 2 million is from the debt, government debt. And they direct that it be given to Zimfos.
You still need to answer my question.
Yeah.
And you have just bolstered by your information you have given.
Okay.
Why did you not give them the amount that you promised? In view of that, you owed in excess of $2 million, and that the non-delivery of water supplies would jeopardize Harare residents. Government gave you the $1.2 million. Why did you not pay the whole amount?
If you'd allow me, Chair, the 1.2 million, if I recall well, did not come all at once. And I was not prepared for this one. If you'd allow me, I can get more information on this one. But the government did not pay the 1.2 million all at once.
The minutes that I've just read to you, which show that the meeting was attended by not only the mayor, but other senior town council officials, does not dispute. The minutes don't dispute that. They merely give an explanation as to why the whole amount was not paid to Zimfos.
You admit that 1 million was paid to your account?
1.2.
1.2 million.
Was it paid?
Offhand, I cannot say it was paid here. That's why I said if I would be allowed to check on.
Is it paid elsewhere?
No. It may not have been paid here, so they would have paid a less amount, not the 1.2. But I need to check on that one. I'm not disputing. I think I can accept it as it is here. Yeah. The 1.2. They are saying it was paid. Yeah, paid. Yes. Sorry. Yes, by government. It was going to be split among all chemical suppliers. Yeah. Even this is coming from a Zimfos meeting. Obviously, I mean, what they would write here is something that will favor them. What I'm not very privy to is whether, when the money was distributed by government, to say, oh, the 1.2 should go to Zimfos. And if that was the case, I would have thought even the government itself would pay direct to Zimfos. Yeah, but I think I need to check on this one, yeah.
Now, Mr. Kusangaya, we have got 3 versions over the same issue for you thus far. The first one being, no, the amount was not paid.
No. Okay.
The second one being, the amount was paid but it was done in installments. Those are all coming from you. The third one being two subversions there. You were referring to a letter where you said government directed you to pay to Zimfos. You have now told the chairman that no such directions were given. I'm giving you an opportunity to give us one version that is true, because compatible. What is the situation? Was an amount of $1.2 million extended to City Council by government, as indicated in those minutes.
Yeah, sorry, if I can read the minutes again, so that we speak on the same page. The para 3. Yeah, what the para 3 is saying, Zimfos has been premised that it would be paid.
It doesn't say yes.
That it would.
Can I stop you there? When you read, you say Zimfos has been promised. That is a misrepresentation. It says Zimfos had.
I'm reading what you see.
Okay.
I'm reading what you see. Maybe we interpret
okay, read.
in different ways here. I think from the minute, this statement is saying Zimfos had been premised that it
Sorry,
would.
read the second word.
Zimfos had been.
Stop there.
Yes.
So it's not has, as you first read it, because it would connote a different meaning.
Maybe you can take it that way, because I'm reading. I just want
Right.
to.
I hate to say you may have wanted to misrepresent.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. So I give you the opportunity to read again.
Right. Zimfos had been promised that it would be paid 1.2 million from the government funding. It had been promised in the meeting. The way I read this statement now, if the 1.2 comes from government, Zimfos will be given the 1.2. Yeah, it would be, but where I'm trying to get to now. Yeah.
11th of March.
11th of March, yeah. Then what I'm requesting is there has to be a confirmation of whether we received 1.2. Offhand here, I think that's the last statement that's the last statement I'm giving you.
We are referring in past tense.
Yeah.
And in that letter, in that paragraph, there is an indication of how the money was dispersed. It goes on to say the money had been given to other suppliers. By the time of the writing of those minutes, that money had been dispersed.
This one offhand I can confirm. I cannot confirm whether we did receive the money or we didn't. The 1.2. Yeah, because when we dispersed the 200, we dispersed according to how the money might have come from the government. Yes, yeah, please. Yeah, of the 1.2, yes, I can. I can. Yeah, okay. You said quarter past.